Taylor,
What?
I think Taylor's chair has become a black hole.
Oh, the cow kicked Nelly in the valley in the barn. Oh, the cow kicked 2, 3.
Black hole.
Today, we are talking about black holes.
Black holes.
Are very interesting, actually.
Yeah.
So, what a black hole is it's a sun, right? A big sun. Our sun, Earth's sun, it's not going to go black hole. That, as far as that it's going to get, is a white dwarf. So, lots of people don't really understand what a black hole is.
So
what
or
it
even
is,
how it like forms. Yeah.
yeah. So what it is you have like the sun, and it's burning fuels, burning
Yeah, a
hydrogen
star,
and
a
things,
star.
right? It's a star.
Yeah.
And it's burning things out, right? All that mass has gravity to it, and all that wants to
Right.
get sucked into the middle. Like Earth, it's just sitting there, like floating. Like we're just floating on magma that can't go anywhere because
Right.
there's nowhere for it to go. Well, it's all compact.
It's just getting compact towards the
from
middle.
that gravity, right?
Right.
So the sun has that exact same thing, and the only thing that's keeping it from collapsing in on itself is all that hydrogen fueling
Right.
and like sending waves out. So what happens is when that fuel begins to run out,
Yeah.
it begins to collapse in on itself. And so we still have this same amount of like stuff, the same amount of mass. But the thing is that we have like the space-time continuum, right? And we have little Earth over here, and it's just kind of sitting there
Right.
doing its thing. We have the sun over here, which is
That's,
deep.
in proportion is like this big. If you
Okay,
it's
well,
that
if
big.
it,
Okay,
it's like
no, I'm
this,
just kidding.
like that, but and the Earth's sitting there, and it has way more mass,
Right.
but that's spread
Obviously.
out on this like huge
Gigantic
volume,
scale, yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
when that starts to get compact into this tiny little space, you have this huge thing that weighs all this going into this, and that rips the space-time continuum. You have it going from like this much of a curve to like, and it just goes in it. So it's
Right.
sucking everything in because that gravity, it still has the same amount of gravity.
Right.
It's just in like
It's
this
just
tiny little ball
It's just
now.
tiny. Yeah.
And so it's like,
And so it just
and
starts
it just
sucking
sucks
everything,
it all
including
in.
light in. Yeah.
Light, and so
And that's
there's
why it's called a
there's
black hole.
different places. There's the approaching where you start getting stuff. There is the point of no return.
Bum bum bum.
At-
Hi.
There's the point where nothing can escape.
Right.
Light is like, oh, bye, this is
Right.
gone, right?
You're screwed.
That's why black holes are black. Because like there's actually scientists have basically proven
Yeah.
that black holes exist.
Yeah.
There's still those
Yeah.
theorists out there like, what are you talking about?
Right. Right. but
Einstein
it's-
himself, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to directly quote this here, but he says, nothing of such, like, nothing like that would ever exist. He says,
Right, right.
that could never exist in the universe. That
Right.
he himself, Einstein, did not believe in it. Years later, scientists begin to actually theorize that
Right.
something like this is possible, and now they've basically proven that it's possible. There's
Yeah.
still
I believe it.
minor speculation. I totally believe it myself as well. National Geographic has a huge like thing, like the black hole or something like that, on black holes, obviously, and it's actually really good. But there's this point that's actually very interesting. So there's lots of speculation on what would happen once you pass that point of no return. Some people think. In fact, this is what most people think.
You know
This is
what I've always
basically
wanted to
almost
do?
a pros. What?
Just like right before I die, just jump into a black hole, and then I die, and then I can be like, I experienced black hole, sitting in heaven.
that's
Like,
another
how did you die? Oh, I tripped on a rock. Like that's lame. No, how did you die? Went into a black hole.
That'd be so
sorry.
legit. Okay.
Okay,
No,
anyway.
but seriously, but that's another thing. Because the
Yeah.
second they pass that point of no return, some people are like, whatever, but most people are thinking, say you're in like some crazy advanced spaceship,
Right.
your clock would just, your watch would just keep ticking like normal. You'd have no idea.
No, because you'd be
That-
crushed, wouldn't you?
No, not instantly.
Well,
See, this is the thing.
that's
Because
true.
it's ripping space-time. Time has been distorted. So, when you fall into a black hole, like, just say I'm, like, in some spacesuit and I fall into a black hole, it's just like, oh, okay. You'd just be
Right.
like, you'd be following forever. Like, in real, like, if someone was watching from the outside, it'd be like, you'd be gone in like a frame.
Right.
Like you'd be
right.
gone. But
Totally.
for you've fallen into this
But
time rip, and so you're just like
and you're it's like
you're just looking down into the darkness, sitting there for like years.
Right.
And what? No,
Right.
I love this. This is hilarious. Scientists have this what do they call it? Term? Yeah, they have this term for what happens when someone falls into a black hole. What happens to objects is they be ripped by this, and it's called spaghettification. I'm not making this up. It is legit.
Yes!
Scientists is like what
Okay.
happens when they're being ripped by a black hole. They're like spaghettification.
How did you die? Spaghettification.
I mean, seriously, it's so awesome.
That's awesome.
And so you're just sitting there, you're slowly being stretched.
Yeah.
Slowly, ever so slowly. But it's happening over what you feel like is years. So you just be sitting
Right.
there.
That would suck. I'm hungry.
That would suck. I mean, you'd probably... because
I don't even know.
really you're already dead, but you don't feel like you're dead. Does that make sense? It's so weird
Too
to
deep for
think
me.
about.
Anyhow,
And so you'd slowly be ripped, and then there's a singularity. That's what like the center of the black hole is considered to be, right?
right.
And actually, the Milky Way galaxy, not to freak anybody out here or anything, is all revolving around a giant black hole. I can't remember what the name is, but like the whole Milky Way galaxy is just revolving over that.
Yeah.
And
And we're all gonna die.
they
Okay,
fall
no.
into you'll eventually turn into these little grains of sand of
Right.
just human and go into the singularity. Scientists cannot come up with what is in the singularity
Yeah.
because it's not possible for all the atoms in a huge sun to fit into something like that. So like, what is it like?
Like the mass
super
doesn't even
compressed
work.
quark or something? I
Yeah,
mean,
like-
like what in
Okay.
what?
This
And
is getting too deep, though.
this is
getting
getting
really
intense.
too deep.
So the whole planet,
No,
the whole
I'm just kidding.
planet, like Earth, could be put into the size of a peanut. If you could get Earth into the size of a peanut, you'd make a black hole. Of course, you cannot fathom doing that.
Yeah, like I mean,
it's like
not even,
it's like I want to compress a car into a cube. Okay, let's get this gigantic machine over here.
Right.
Like that,
Like,
you can't do
it's
that.
just, I mean,
It'd be
and Carter
insane.
Cube is not near on scale even.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, and Mount Everest, you have to get it into like a nanometer, and you'd have a black hole. There's
Yeah.
supermassive black holes, and there's tinier black holes.
Right.
But either way, they are very, very interesting. Have anything else to say?
only that no. See ya. You stand against your chair and you can't see any of it yourself. It looks like look at that. It's just like a head and two arms.